All right, so we made it into the cabin, and as you see, there's no couch. I forgot the fantasy class ships, the Ocean View cabins don't have a couch, so it's kind of like the interior on other ships where they don't have the couches. So if you're depending on a couch, keep that in mind. I do think that the balconies on the fantasy class ships have couches, but and I'll give you guys a shot of the outside of the ship, but there aren't many balconies on this ship. It was one of those ships that were built without any, or they might have had just a few initially that they've added a few on. So there's not a whole lot. So if you're looking at the pricing for those, the balconies are always much higher on the fantasy class ships compared to like the price of an interior and Ocean View, because there's not many. So it's supply and demand. So right now we're going to go ahead and get things Lysol down. Our luggage has not been delivered yet, which is probably a good thing. We're going to kind of organize our backpacks and things and figure it out. But again, family of 5, we're cruising in this Ocean View cabin. We have not done this since at least, what, 4 years? 3 years, when the boys were a lot shorter, a lot smaller, and Joe Marie was kind of a toddler. So we're gonna see how this works. All right, so again, it's manageable to have 5 in the cabin. My only issue is, like, right now we're trying to get unpacked, and there's not a whole lot of space considering like these shelves here. You have the life vests, you have them there. That could be a shelf that could be used. Have them there. And then this space, I mean, other than hanging things, like, it should be a couple shelves down there, so that you can maybe put some folded clothes there. And then I think this might be there's a little space there, but really this space looks like that's where the fridge should have gone, but they've upgraded the fridge, so that takes up more space there, like leg room. But I guess you could put some things down there if needed. So it's just a matter of being strategic, because there's not a whole lot of storage. So definitely pack light if you're in one of these smaller ships and you're trying to do 5 in a cabin, even 4 in a cabin. Like, you're gonna have to be pretty strategic. Then there's like this space here. Again, you have another life jacket, which I'll probably move. The safe that's taking up a shelf. Your towels, which we only have 3. We have 4. Also, make sure you count your towels, because they do charge for the towels if they aren't left in the cabin when you leave. And so there's 5 of us in the cabin, but there's only 4 towels. So I want to make sure that our room steward knows that we need a 5th towel. That way, at the end, you know, there's no issues. All of our towels are here in the cabin. But then they actually have extra bedding up here. And then these couple of drawers here, which aren't deep at all. Like, this isn't deep at all. That's the laundry bag. So yeah, so that's small space, maybe for some toiletries or whatever. So yeah, so we're gonna have to be strategic. We'll see how this works. All right, so we're back in the cabin. We had a great sail away time. Just gonna show you how we kind of organized ourselves for this cabin. Again, this cabin does accommodate 5 guests, and it saved us a lot of money doing it this way. Now, we won't always cruise like this. Can you turn that down, please? Shaq came on the TV. See Shaq? The TV hasn't worked up until this point. So, and now Shaq's working. Oh, there it is. All right. So, so yeah, we typically would have 2 cabins. The boys would have an interior. We'd have a balcony. That's how we have been cruising. But when the price is right to get us all in one cabin, especially for a 4-day, now this was a 7-day. I don't know if I could deal with the boys' funk the whole cruise. They didn't hear me. But yeah, if this was a 7-day cruise, I don't know if we would try to work it. But 4 nights, you know, we'll make it work. But this is how we got organized. Again, I showed you the limited closet space. So what we did was we moved the life jacket that was here. And actually, we have a whole shelf open right now. But Andrew has a shelf. We still have our towels there. Dyson has a shelf. And then Joe Marie, these 2 narrow drawers. She put her things in there. And then this one here that I feel like it should have a little bit more shelving. Ron and I just kind of split my stuff over there, his stuff over there. We still have the bedding there. So again, there's plenty of space. And then anything that needs to be hung, we put here. All of our backpacks we put there. All toiletries and different things we put here on the shelf. Now, call me weird, but I'm the type, I don't like to store things in the bathrooms. I'm just weird about bathrooms and things. So like toothbrushes, toothpaste, I don't know, it's weird. Although that stuff goes out in the cabin, it does not go, we don't store it in the bathroom. At home we would, of course, but cruising, hotels, no, don't do that. But yeah, so that's how we have it. Now, the room steward will be in soon, and he'll pull this bunk down, and then he'll pull this bunk down. And then Joe Marie will have a trundle bed, which is like a cot that is actually under the bed that he'll roll out and put it, I think, over here in this space. I think it'll go like this. So he's going to come do that at 5 o'clock. We'll see. But right now, I'm going to rest for a few minutes and going to head to the tree lighting ceremony, which takes place in the atrium. So if you're on a cruise for the month of December, usually right after Thanksgiving, sometimes that week of Thanksgiving, the ships will start to put decorations out for the holidays. And starting December, they'll have holiday themed activities. So for tonight, they have the holiday tree lighting. They also have where you can write letters to Santa. They have a mailbox for you to place letters for Santa. And I think they might have pictures with the Grinch or something later on tonight. So definitely check the Carnival Hub app to see what activities are planned for the holidays if you're cruising the month of December. I want to show you guys what the cabin looks like with 5 for 5, how they set it up at night. All right, so let's check this out. Just for a second. I just want to show how they set up for 5. Oh, but it's not set up for 5. It's only set up for 4. Okay, so I think we got to call a room steward because he didn't set up Joe Marie's bed. But yeah, it definitely works. So here's how the cabin is set up for 5 for those of you wondering. Have king bed there for me and Ron. Andrew's sleeping there. Dice is sleeping up top. And Joe Marie has, it's on a metal platform, but it's a very thick mattress pad there, but it's like a trundle bed is what they're calling it. All right, so a cot, 2 twin beds, and a king bed, and we're making it work. All right, so as you can see, 5 can definitely fit in a cabin. So if we can fit 5 in this cabin, you can definitely fit 4. I highly recommend, you know, if you have a travel advisor, and if you're looking for one, I am a travel advisor, but definitely speak with your travel advisor to find a cabin that can accommodate your family. Also keep in mind that a lot of times people think that a balcony cabin is going to give you a larger cabin space. That is not accurate across most ships. So just keep in mind that if you want to have plenty of space, you definitely want to at least get an ocean view, because a lot of the interior cabins are smaller than the ocean view cabins. So definitely get an ocean view if you're going to have 4 or 5 in your cabin, because it'll give you a little bit more space. But the biggest tip that I can give you is to be sure to not overpack. You don't need to pack a whole bunch for a 4 or 5 night sailing. A lot of these ships do have facilities for you to wash laundry, so keep that in mind as well. But be sure to not overpack. Try to keep things organized. Assign everyone their own little space to have their things. And when you can, if you have older children or teenagers, you could send them to the spa deck where they can go into the locker room and take showers. But of course, use the buddy system for that. But yeah, you can save a lot of money by traveling as a family in a cabin for 4 or 5. When you're able to, I would recommend doing that. It definitely saves money. Thanks for watching.